Hi everybody, it's Rachel here from Rachthestamper.wordpress.com. I will say I hope you guys missed me. I did miss making some cards for you guys. I don't still have my new supplies in, but I wanted to give you this quick tutorial on a card that I've been wanting to make for some time, but I was waiting for my new white embossing powder to come in, so I really didn't want to make it with what I had left. I didn't have enough that I thought it would make a nice copy. If you don't have a copy of the new catalog, which went live yesterday, June 1st, please shoot me an email or leave me a comment at rachthestamper.wordpress.com, and I'll let you know how you can get one from me. So now that we don't have to keep this a secret anymore, I'm sure if you've already seen it, there's some great stamp sets in here. I can't wait to show you guys this one. I got this whole birthday fiesta like there's no mañana. God, that was such a great set. There's a lot of really cute ones in here. And another one that I really can't wait to use. If I can remember what page it's on. Well, of course I can. This one too. The little Foxy is so cute. Oh my gosh. Plus it has a coordinating punch that goes with it. And the great part is if you do get the Box Builder Punch and the bundle, you get 10% off if you order them together, so that's always a good deal. The Moroccan Sweet, that's another really pretty one. I did get this Banners for You. This also has a matching punch, so you can actually these are framelits. It has the same thing again. You see there, gives you the 10% off if you get them together at the same time. I got this really beautiful Artistically Asian set. I can't wait to use that one. Oh, this is the one I love. This stuff, especially since I just got back from the beach, so I can't wait to use this. This is going to be one of the first ones I think I'm going to try to demo on. And today, where's that page I wanted to show you? I've been wanting to do this card for a while, but again, like I said, I didn't have my white embossing powder. So this is a set that I've had for a while. It's the Helping Me Grow stamp set here. And we're going to make this card up here. We're going to do my take on it. I think instead, though, I'm going to use the new Flirty Flamingo as the pink. And I'm still going to stick with the Mint Macaron for the background. So we're going to get started doing that. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email at rachthestamper@gmail.com. You can find my blog at rachthestamper.wordpress.com. And you want to get any of these supplies and more, you can go to my online store, rachthestamper.stampinup.net. I also just got in my Stampin' Up! Trimmer. So let me just readjust this a second. This is going to take just a tad bit to get used to because it's completely different than mine. So much so, which this is kind of the crazy part. So this little wing here pops out so you can get your full card measurement if you have a 12 by 12. But it cuts and scores, which I never realized how incredibly awesome that was to have in the same thing, because mine, I just kind of fudged it when I scored. So this is really nice, and it does have this little locking tab, so it'll keep this closed. And then it has a little bit of storage underneath, so if you have new scoring tools or anything you want to take with you, pens, you know, markers, whatever, you can store that underneath of there. But the crazy part about this is I was cutting a piece of paper for this card, kind of getting set up. So I have my cardstock here, and I had it lined up, and the numbers are a little different, probably because they're more clear, so we'll have to get used to that, which isn't a problem. But I cut it, and I was like, wow, I gotta cut that twice. Well, no, because it cuts so smoothly that I didn't even realize it cut. So if you don't have this, I haven't used it that much yet. This is my first day getting it, and I know someone had left me a comment on the YouTube channel that I used to have a rotary cutter, which I do still have, but I wanted to try this and see if I liked it, because the other nice thing about it is you can cut and you can score. So there's a couple of cards that I've made that it really would come in handy, because this has the measurements. You can see them here. It has the measurements here. So if you want to, you were going to say we were going to use this card and we were going to cut something from 3 to 6 inches. Well, before I kind of had to measure it out ahead of time, and kind of fudge cut it, and hopefully I did okay. Well, now I won't have to do that anymore. You just move it here to the 3, and you'll push it down and stop at the 6. So that's really awesome. I can't wait to do a card with that as the demonstration. But just having both of these things, it really made a beautifully crisp score line on this card when I scored it earlier. I didn't even need to use my bone folder. That's how flat it is. That is really amazing to me. So if you don't have this yet, I'm not being paid to say this, but it really is a great trimmer. So far, I haven't had any problems with it. Like I said, I'll definitely have to get used to the measurement because mine was a full plate. You know, mine was full 12 by 12 all the way around. But this is a lot nicer because it's a lot smaller. You can take it with you places if you want to. Just make sure you put your name on it so nobody decides that it's theirs. And when you want, you just can pop these out, put in a new blade for the cutting blade. But because it's a regular trimmer, a flat blade trimmer instead of a rotary trimmer, you shouldn't have to replace the blades nearly as often. And you can also pop this out, so for some reason it was giving you some trouble, you can flip it over. It'll be like a brand new cutting, whatever that is, scoring blade there. I can't think what that's called right now. I'm sorry, my brain is still on vacation apparently. So what I wanted to show you today was a card that we're going to do on Whisper White, and this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, and then we're going to use a piece of Mint Macaron and another piece of Whisper White. So this is 3 3 3/4, 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. That's the mint, and then this is 4 1/2 by 3 1/2. 4 1/2 by 3 1/2. Yeah. 4 1/2 by 3 1/2. And what I did is I went ahead and already put the embossing powder on this, just so you don't have to listen to me emboss, since this is kind of getting a little long-winded already. So I put my lilacs onto my block. Excuse me one second. I got a cold while I was at the beach, which kind of stinks, but I was on vacation, so I shouldn't complain. So I put this on here. I ran over my paper with my embossing buddy. It just kind of cuts down on the static. And then I inked this up with Versamark, stamped it, poured some white embossing powder on it, and then heated it up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of scrap. Take this here and bear with me. I'm sorry, I still don't have my new colors where I want them yet. So we're going to use the Flirty Flamingo and the Mint Macaron. And we're just going to sponge this kind of right in the center. So a little heavier in the center. Isn't that pretty? Just really makes it pop. You could also use this if you wanted to with a sponge dauber. Will kind of give you the same effect. Maybe a little bit more concentrated, so that's totally up to you. Before we get too crazy, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Mint Macaron for the stems down here. And I'm kind of going to just fill in the rest of the space down below. So really, really, really makes it pop. Sorry about that, guys. Just a little bit more just to bring in the edge. Okay. All right, and then what we're going to do, let me get these two out of the way, is we're going to use the basic black. And I'm going to take these little, kind of looks like picture frames here. I'm going to go around this in the edge. My head's not in here. Kind of hard to see. There you go. So we're going to do that on the edge. Kind of just gives it that little framed look. And then one other thing we're going to do, and instead of using the basic black, just because I think it might be a little too dark, I'm going to use the smoky slate marker, and I'm going to take the brush tip, and I'm going to just flick. And it's going to give, you want to make sure you don't have anything important anywhere near your, because it does make a mess. But it kind of gives a little bit of a messy look to it. Make it look a little artsy. Alright, so move this out of the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this onto this panel here. I'm going to just use Snail for this. Okay, and then I just got in, so the reason I decided to go with the Flirty Flamingo instead of, it might have been Calypso Coral in the magazine, is I got this new ribbon in. So this is still the stuff that I had from my pre-order. This wasn't the regular order yet, and I'm going to go ahead and put this across just because I thought this was so pretty. You could also do this if you wanted to. You could do a little knot here in the center. Like that. Give it, no, we're going to go with that. That looks really pretty. And we're just going to wrap it around. So, let me see, where's my trimmers? Okay, and what I'm going to do is put a little bit of fast fuse on the back here. Oops. And you do want to remember when you use the fast fuse, you want to do that check mark. That way it stops it so it doesn't come off. Let's see. Did I line that up? That's pretty good. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this up on Dimensionals. One more. Okay, and then before, so we're going to adhere this here. But before we finish, so let's figure out some sort of sentiment we want to use. We have much appreciated friend. Thanks. How about if we do sweet friend. So I'm going to just grab a piece of Whisper White. Let's see, what is this, about 3/4 of an inch probably? Yeah, about 3/4. So we're going to just stamp this on here. So I'm going to stamp this in Mint Macaron. So we'll see if we can get this up here. Friend. Okay. And let me see if I can get the sweet on the same line, and we'll make sure I get that. Now normally you do want to do this on a Stampin' mat. Well, that worked out since it's photopolymer, because it does give a nicer impression. But what we're going to do with this is we're going to take the banner punch. This is the triple banner punch, and this will accommodate 3 different sizes. Or if you happen to have a size that's off, what I've been doing is I just kind of slide it in where I want it. I'm going to trim this off just a hair. And so I'll slide it where I want it. So since the words are at this end, it's not quite as important. And I'm just going to put this in and kind of eyeball. Let's see. I think that should be okay. Eyeball. So you can have one that's, oops. Is that it? Maybe it's done. Nope. Oh goodness. Did I not do what I wanted it to do? Of course not. Hang on one second there. What I have been doing though is I've been eyeballing the, oh my heavens. It is working, right? Right? Oh, well, no wonder I had it closed. Ding dong. Let's try that again. There we go. So I've been kind of, if it's not an exact inch and a half or 2, I kind of have been sliding it in and just holding it where I want it. So I'll kind of figure out where it's even and just punching it off. So it looks pretty fantastic to me. And I'm going to take the Mint Macaron and just go over the edges there a little bit. And I'm going to also add, while I'm at it, a couple pearls. Let's see. Instead of just a line. Why not? Something a little bit different for a change. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take off these dimensionals, figure out where we want to put our sentiment, and we'll attach it to our card. So I'm going to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this, and then I might pop this up onto a dimensional as well. So we're going to kind of make this off, a little bit off and to the right. Yeah, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimensional on the bottom of each of these. And I'm going to just use one of my pieces here. So I use all the way to the edges of these. So I'll just take the bottom piece, because that'll make it work. That way it's not really interfering with sticking to the rest of the card. So we'll put this right along the bottom. And we'll hook that right there. Okay, so there you go. Fairly simple, really. The only thing you did was the embossing, which I didn't show you, but again, it's just a little bit loud, so I didn't want to make you suffer through watching that. But just your white embossing powder, which really makes it pop. A little bit of splatter with the smoky slate. And then I just filled these in. Again, you could do this with a sponge or you could do it with a brayer, and you would get a totally different look, but they would both be really, really pretty as well. So I hope you guys like this video. Apologize again for my coughing fit in the middle. And then hopefully tomorrow I have something really cool. What I might do is tomorrow I might try and do maybe a live broadcast on Periscope of opening all the cool stuff that I got. If you haven't followed me yet, I am under Rachthestamper on Periscope, but you would have to look me up at GLFGRL11. You can find me on the blog at rachthestamper.wordpress.com. If you want to get any of these supplies and so many more, you can hit my online store, rachthestamper.stampinup.net. And I always look forward to hearing from you, so either via comment on the blog or you can shoot me an email at rachthestamper.gmail.com. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to bring you some new stuff soon.